Hello, we're here again with Cassandra Lozoya. Okay, hi Cassandra.
Hi.
We're gonna get started again with our session. Okay, and the last time you came, we talked about you being pregnant, your boyfriend not knowing, your parents don't know, you just graduated high school, right? And you want to go off to college, and you don't know how to tell your boyfriend. Within this past time, have you mentioned anything to him? Have you?
I've given little signs here and there. Like we go to
Mhm.
the stores and like we went shopping just like 2 days ago.
Okay.
And like we went into Carter's and I was showing him all these little cute baby stuff and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I didn't tell. I that could have been an opportunity for me to tell him, but I still didn't tell him.
You didn't have.
I just couldn't. I didn't have the courage to tell him everything. We had this whole perfect day regardless. Like I didn't want to ruin it.
I know you mentioned last time in our last session that he doesn't want kids, right?
No.
You mentioned that he didn't want kids. How do you think he'll feel? Like if once you tell him, you think he'll stay with you? You think he will leave you?
I honestly, that's the reason why haven't told him because I don't know how he'll react. I don't know if he'll tell me ugly things or he will stay. Like he's a really good guy. It's just that he doesn't want kids.
Yes.
So if I tell him, I don't know if he's gonna leave me and tell me for me to get rid of it, or I have no idea how he'll even react. Like I have a feeling that he will stay and say, okay, we can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're both, if I decided to stay here in the valley
Mm-hmm.
to live here and go to college here, if we can, like in reality we can, like we have our parents, well, his parents, because my parents won't.
They won't.
They will disown me completely.
Okay.
And we for sure would have to get married because I just wouldn't. Like I really messed up by doing the things that I did, but I need to make sure that I'm married before the baby even comes. I don't even know if I even want to stay here. That's the thing. Like I really want to leave for college, but if he says that we're gonna have it, then I'm gonna have to stay here, and he's gonna have to man up. But the only bad thing is I just don't want him to ruin, like the baby having to ruin his whole chance for track and everything.
So you feel like at the same time you're holding him back if you were to.
Yes.
You feel like you'll be holding him back. You'll be holding him back, and you feel you'll be holding yourself back as well, or just him?
Both of us, but not only that, him more because he has a full right. If this baby, if I tell him like, oh, you're gonna have to man up, he's gonna have to get a job. He can't go to school, have a job, and run track. He can't. It's impossible for him to do all three.
To go to school and perform his duties and his scholarship, which is for track, right? And get a job. And aside from getting a job, then he would have his duties also as a father, because now the baby will come along. And aside from the baby is you, because now you're also in the picture
Yeah.
with the baby. Okay. Have you found, like, have you thought of something, like anything different, that like in what way to approach him? Because eventually you're gonna have to tell him and your parents.
Well, I'm planning on doing it this past weekend because we're having a barbecue at his family's house, and I think that'll be better. So if he does react wrong, at
Who's
least
having a barbecue? He is.
So if I tell him and if he reacts differently, he could at least he has his family there. And if God forbid anything happen, they can control him. They have more like he has self control around his family. He won't yell. He won't react wrong. The most he can do is just stay quiet. So I plan on telling him there, but at the same time, I don't want to be like if I'm ambushing him there at his own family's house. So I don't know if I'm gonna tell him this weekend, but for sure I'm gonna tell him this week. I plan on it only because if he does decide not to have the baby, at least we still have, like, this is the last 2 weeks that I have left to decide whether I'm gonna have it or not.
So, can for this session, let's work on a goal. Let's define a goal. Let's determine a goal for you. And what I mean by a goal is like what I mean by determining a goal is let's work on something together so we can find a way and you telling him, because eventually you do have to tell him. Are you kind of nervous? Are you scared?
Yes.
And the way he's going to react.
Yes. And where the outcomes are going to lead to, and I'm just afraid of everything. I just don't know what to do.
What are you most afraid of?
Of him leaving me.
Of him leaving you and you still
Having this baby by myself. I just don't want him to be like, okay, I'm in, and then, yeah, once the baby's born, he's like, I can't do it. I can't. Like, he tried doing it throughout the 9 months, and then he just can't.
fails on you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, that would be our first step. Our first step, and our goal is by you telling him, and the way, hopefully, God willing, he won't react the way you're saying, you know. And after you tell him, like, whatever he decides, it's basically now when he's deciding, that's what you're going to do.
Yes, because I know the pros and the cons for both, what I want to do. The good thing about not having the baby is me going to school, whether he wants me not to, or I'm gonna go to school, and I have future goals, I have plans, I have life sets and everything, and he's in them. He's in my goals. If this baby's gonna change it, then I don't even know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, yes. And there's resources out there for you to like, whatever the outcome is of what your boyfriend tells you.
Like, I know regardless I can do it by myself. I can raise this kid by myself. It will be so hard. Not only that, I don't want to do it by myself. That's the main concern right now, is that I don't want to do it by myself. It's either he's in or he's out, and that's the way it is. I feel.
And have you looked at all the options, whether he tells you, okay, I'm in 100%?
Not really. I haven't even thought that far yet.
Or if he tells you, okay, I'm out. Have you looked at all those?
Not really, not yet. I looked into one thing. Like, if he says that he's in, then fine. We have to stay here. He has a scholarship. If he doesn't go through with it, he can't even go to school there. The way he got into school is through the scholarship.
Because I'm listening to what you're telling me, and what you're telling me is basically on what he wants, and if he wants it, then fine. You're gonna go ahead and go with this. But if he tells you no, then your second that option would be abortion. That
Yes.
would be
Abortion, or even to go through with it and to give it to a family that can't have kids.
The family you need.
But I think it'll be harder for me to go through with it and for me to just give away my kid.
Give it away your kid. I mean, yeah, but like I said, there's different resources, and that's what we're here for. You know, we'll wrap this up right now, and next time you come, our next counseling session, we can follow up on your goal. On your goal was for this week is for you to tell your boyfriend. You know, because you said there's a barbecue coming up, and it's better for him to find out in front of his family. That way he won't be aggressive or react in a negative way. Okay, very good. So then that'll be our goal. And the next session when we come, we'll elaborate more on that. Okay. Thank you for coming.